Alright, so if you haven't said by now, what on earth is Miss Woodmancy using that she can, like, record her computer and do all this stuff? Well, it is Screencast-O-Matic. That's what I've been using. And this is the homepage after you log in to your account, and then you'd hit Start Recorder. It would actually make you, like, download this little software thing, but it doesn't mess up your computer. I have a really slow-running laptop also, and it's great. It's fine. And what you do is, it's going to pop up and say that it's already open down here, but if you wouldn't already have it open, it would pop up green in letters, and it would say, well, a green check in letters, and it would say, like, launch this in another app or something, and you just hit OK, and then you get this fancy little box, and it's like a cropping box. Like, you can make it a rectangle or whatever size you want. If you only want to show, like, if I'd only want to show you this little box, I could have made it that small, and then just move it around as much as I want whenever I'm recording. But you can't adjust the box once you start, which kind of is a downfall. And it always wants you to buy this Screencast Pro, which is only $1.50 a month, but you can't buy it by month. You have to buy it by the year, so that's kind of unfortunate. But if you were using this a lot, like say you were doing a online class, or if you knew days that you were going to be out of school and you wanted to do that, or I'm personally a biology education major, and secondary. So there may be a lot of days where I need to set up lab. So I could screencast the beginning of my lesson, sit here and teach it, and as I'm teaching it on the smartboard, could be back in the back, setting up the lab, taking care of that, and then still be teaching and just making time super efficient. So I would totally recommend Screencast as long as you get used to using it. As soon as you're done recording, you can pause through your recording, but you have to, like, record it all at once. But if you record and pause, and then start it again, you can keep doing that until you're done with it. Then when you hit done after your pause, you have to save it to your computer, which I've had some trouble with because it saved it to the same place once, but then it didn't do it again. So I don't know if I'd be exactly reliable on that, because you don't want to take all this time recording something and then it not even saved to where you need it. I mean, that's frustrating. So you can upload it to YouTube, and it takes a little while based on your Wi-Fi, but it's really easy, and I actually have, like, everything that's on this presentation on here. And it's just super helpful. I would definitely recommend using Screencast-O-Matic. And this is a screencast within a screencast. And because you cannot see the little, like, candy cane box that comes up, right here is actually a picture of it, and once you hit record, that turns red, and you can't, like, adjust it or crop. You can X out of this box, though, and get back into it with the settings if you need, and right there's the record button. You would have a pause button where the record is, and it would be blue, and you could pause and unpause, and then you could hit done, and once you do that, it would show your video, and you could then upload it somewhere. So that's helpful. And this whole Screencast-O-Matic, I think, would work with the leadership standard, which is number 2, because they could take the initiative to do the project beforehand, and it's kind of professional, I think. Oh, also this little yellow circle that's probably also over my mouse right now doesn't show up, like, on your screen as you're doing it. It would be maybe a facilitator, because you're doing a different way of using technology, and then of course that works with citizenship, and you're facilitating and taking initiative to, you know, take your video of what you're doing and then send it in and ahead of class, and it's just really efficient. The next one I want to discuss is Piktochart, and these are not cited because they're part of the template again, and this is an infograph. It's kind of like a poster. You'll see here. It'll make more sense. Let's actually make this a little bit bigger for you. This next one is Piktochart, and it's kind of like an elongated infograph, and you can actually look here. They have different options and templates already made, and you can just add your statistics and information. I like to think of it as a poster because, I mean, it's just long like a poster, and it's kind of short, sweet, to the point, grabs your attention. And here is one that I did on informing on competency-based education. Let's actually go to edit. It'll be bigger this way. Okay. So here is my template, and you can choose from various background images, and you can change the font. This is actually another tool that you can't change the font in the same text box. So right here are two different text boxes just because I wanted to do that emphasized a little bit, which is annoying to me. I don't like that part of this tool, but then I can have added little pictures like this, and you can add videos very easily. It's similar to Google Docs where you just copy and paste a URL and then it will automatically insert the video, which is nice. And it's very long, be hard to print out, but it's well organized and there's a lot of different ways to organize on here. And there are my sources. But here are texts. You can choose different sizes. Some things you can't get because they're pro, but it's very little. There's not a whole lot. And actually, I don't even think many of the pro graphics and things show up on here, which is nice to me. Yeah, they're all in one area. They're just the animated ones. But everything else you can use, which is nice because then you're not even tempted by seeing something that would match your theme or what you want, and then you can't have it. But this is an infograph, and that specific infograph that we did, the project, it was on informing of something that you can use in the classrooms. I did the competency-based, which would be badging in elementary. And this is, and that's just a pictochart, and you could use that in various ways. And infographics are really good for statistics as well, so that would be a good way to present that, or to teach your students how to grab others' attention, which I think would be part of the learner because you're learning statistics and do this, and also the leadership standard because you're teaching them to lead and inform a community. Maybe you have them do a short poster or something, and then you put it on the wall and tell them to try and grab their peers' attention, educate them. It's incorporating digital citizenship, which is a third, design, which is a fifth, and it's just all of those things. You could even incorporate analysts depending on how you did the statistic assignment.